Good afternoon, good evening. This is Barry Selby. Welcome to my daily Facebook Live. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Today's topic, actually, I thought I'd done this before, but I got inspired to do one now since I saw a message from a friend and also was talking to somebody about this today. So I thought I'd do a little expose, as it were, on the dating apps and what they are and what they're not, because some people have a delusional or illusional perspective on them. Hopefully it'll bring you some clarity. So before I jump into that, let me introduce myself so you know who I am and where I come from. Well, you know, I come from England maybe if you heard my accent, but what I talk about. My name is Barry Selby. I am a best-selling author, speaker, and expert in the area of relationships. Well, I should say a relationship attraction expert, and also a passionate champion of the divine feminine, helping strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business. And today's topic, and I'm sure I project a bit more, because apparently my last couple of videos people said they were quiet, so hopefully this will be loud enough, although I can hear in the background kids playing the pool next door, so there's a lot of background noise. So, the idea about dating apps. Dating functions like online dating sites been around forever, and in the last few years, because smartphones, dating apps have sprung up like wildflowers. And so I want to talk to that a little bit, just to give them some context, and also perspective from my own background and study about what might work best and what might not work, what might work least worst for you. So bear with me. And of course, if you have questions, put them below and I'll answer them either during the video or after the video, and give you some insight and concept and perspective. So many moons ago, there were some things called what do they call them? Oh, video dating. If you can go cast your memory far enough back to Great Expectations, which is going back probably 25 years ago. Basically, the dating arena, the dating scene that was done through connecting people through a medium was done through videos. Actually, was it before that? Yeah, Great Expectations was one of them. But basically, people would go into offices and they would. This is now for those of you who are young. This is way before you remember this. But back in the day, and I'm talking about in the present day. I'm not talking about going back to the old days where you had people actually doing courting houses stuff, which is a whole other conversation. But there was things like Great Expectations, and what there was a office you'd go into, and you'd sit in front of a video camera and you shoot a video saying, "Hi, my name is Barry, and I'm interested in this, and this, and I'm looking for somebody who does this, and this, and this." Basically, it was the precursor to what happens on profiles on dating apps. But I'll get to that in a minute, but I just want to give you some context for the fun of it. So back then, you'd have a video that was recorded of you. I don't know if they edited it or not, but basically they would put them in a file, in a drawer, and then people of the opposite sex who were looking at you would basically go into the offices and browse through these folders of all these people, and then pull out the videotape. Yes, it wasn't a disc, it was a videotape, and watch you on camera. And this is how they'd figure out if they liked you or not. And then you could call each other and go from there. Moving forward a little bit further, we have things like Match.com that started out back in the early days of the online dating scene. And online dating sites blew up big time. And they evolved through different things. So there was Match.com, there was, what else are the other sites? I'm trying to remember now. It's been a while. eHarmony is one of the most famous ones in the current model because their focus is a little different from Match.com in how they progress you through the dating scene. And then the smartphone revolution happened and all the dating apps started coming out. Some of the dating sites jumped into the dating app scene, but some of them were new. So things like Tinder, Plenty of Fish, Coffee and Bagels, what other ones are out there? Hinge. There are so many different apps out there that do this sort of stuff. But it's still a progression of the same idea. Way back at the beginning, you put together a presentation that prospective matches would come check you out on. That's how it started with Great Expectations. And that's what we're still doing now. So using Tinder as an example, you basically put together a profile about who you are, pictures and copy, maybe video if that site allows that, or the app allows that, that basically presents to your prospective date what you're about. In any of those presentations, from videotapes to dating apps, you put out what you want them to see about you. You don't put out your baggage, you don't put out your limitations, you put out basically what you're about, at least in what you want to present. And in a lot of cases, it's a sales pitch. So when you go and use these dating apps, same as if you use the sites or the old dating matchmaking companies, it wouldn't be your full spectrum presentation. It would be just the best, the creme de la creme, ideally, of what your best features were, your best presentations were, and your ideal hooks to attract somebody into your life. I think you might be getting understanding where I'm going with this. That also means that when you go looking on these sites to meet somebody, they should be doing the same thing, which is why a lot of people present themselves on these dating apps with their best profile, or they have their car behind them, or they're in their swimsuits, or their abs. It's like the presentation is all about best looking appearance. It's not real people. It's not real people in the sense that it's not your real truth. You don't put on there the fact that you have narcissistic tendencies. You don't put on there that you have a bad habit of cheating on your partner. No, that's not the stuff you put on their dating profile, because you don't want to attract anybody that way, would you? But when you get into a relationship with somebody, that stuff's going to show up. So this, I didn't plan on going down this road, but it's where it's coming to. This, what's the word I'm looking for? This reality check is brought to you by somebody who understands this stuff. There are so many hurdles in meeting somebody, getting to know somebody, and attracting somebody, that to use a dating app or a dating site doesn't remove the hurdles. It's just another way of meeting somebody. And I want to make sure you get clear that these smartphone dating apps, what they are and what they're not vetting machines. They don't qualify people for you. Even though you may have a search criteria, doesn't mean diddly squat. All it does is give you some demographic content. That's it. So this conversation is really an opening of a conversation, because the point about this is that until you, one, get clear about what you really do want in a relationship, and two, get your own ducks in a row, your own baggage cleaned up, doesn't matter what you put on your profile, what you bring to your relationship will probably be different from that. So yes, you may look like your pictures, you may be the age you said on your profile, hint hint, you may have the job you say you have. But when you look at what's in a dating profile or a smartphone dating app profile, which is basically what? Maybe your name, or maybe it's hidden, so your screen name, which is fake, the age that you may have adjusted by 5 years, the career that you hedge on and say that you're in the entertainment industry when you work at McDonald's, it might be the city you live in, because you don't want to say you live in Downey, so you say Los Angeles or something like that. I mean, whatever that is. So you keep putting in fake information that's padded to adjust to you. Well, that's on the demographic information, logistical information. What about your behaviors? What about your past relationship experiences? What about the way you treated your ex-girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend? That stuff's not even in the profile. So when you go on dating apps, be very aware that what you're seeing out there is like tip of the iceberg. I've said this before, I haven't done this recently for a talk about this, but basically who the person is most of the stuff that's below the surface of the ocean. The little 10% above, which is the iceberg tip, is what you see on a dating profile. So when you use a dating app or dating profile, dating site, or those sort of things, be very aware that it's purely like browsing through the aisles in a store. You don't have content yet. You don't. So it's worthwhile to take stock, first of all, of where you are. Because what's really happening, okay, this is the meta perspective, as it were. What's really happening when you go on these dating apps, dating sites, what attracts you is 9 times out of 10 what isn't the tip of the iceberg. What's attracting you below the surface, and this is going to sound really weird, but bear with me, is you're being attracted to the behavior and the patterns that person brings to the relationship. Have you noticed, consider this one, when you've been in a relationship, in your past relationships, where you're with somebody, that 6 months or a year or 6 weeks into that relationship, certain patterns reveal themselves that mirror past relationship experiences for you. Maybe the person you met on Tinder has this bad habit of being late for dates. Same as your ex-person was. Same as the one before that. Now, that wasn't in the profile. But how did that happen? Maybe that person... Let me talk to women here. Maybe the guy that you attract through the dating app still hangs out with his ex or is actually attracted to other women and doesn't hide it from you? Does it remind you of your ex-boyfriend who did the same thing? These are hints at a much bigger issue going on. And I bring this to your attention. This thing happens because we are much bigger than our initial presentation. See, the thing is, you're going to a dating app where somebody presents a little picture of who they are. To meet them in person, to see them, it's still only a little bit more of who they are. But until you spend some time with them, that's when you get to see the whole picture, most of the picture. And it's this peeling back of the layers and the recognition of what's available that's going to define your relationship. So, I realize I'm going all over the map here, but I want to try and kid it into some sort of idea of making sense. When you use the dating apps and you go on repeated dates after dates after dates and the same thing keeps happening, the same experience with that person keeps happening, this is a signpost, a big red flag going hello, 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 to let you know that perhaps it isn't about them. Perhaps those repeat patterns that keep happening, it doesn't matter which site you go to, which dating app you use, but the same experience keeps happening. Maybe you should look in the mirror. Yes, maybe you should look in the mirror, because until you fix, in quotes, or you resolve, or you heal, or you transform the inside story here, whether it's the beliefs, the programming, or the crap inside, or it's the program you have about what you're going to attract, doesn't matter what you choose out there, you're going to keep attracting what's in here. So, and in here. So the real work, if you want, now, let me rewind it a little second. If you're just looking to go out on dates and have fun, go for it. That's really what Tinder's for. If you're looking for real deal love and a relationship that will transform your life, then the work begins inside. Not on the dating apps, not on the dating sites. The real work begins inside. And that work is really to heal all the wounds and the baggage and the upsets that are still stuck in your heart from past relationships. Sorry, there's no other way around it. You can't fix the inside from the outside. You've got to do work on the inside. So look at your past history and see the repeat patterns, because that's the chance for you to see, oh, what was my role in creating that? What was my role in attracting that? Because you did have a role. Being responsible is part of this process. As you become more responsible about seeing what's going on and taking ownership of what you're doing and bringing to the conversation, then you can become more able to attract the right relationship. Now, I'm realizing I've gone way off topic where I was going with this, but that's the way it is. But I want to drop this on the table now. I may do another talk just on this, because this is a big piece of the puzzle, and it's a big part of my work with my clients. It's nice to say, let's help you attract the person you want, and let's set up a picture and a clarity and an information of what you're doing. But without healing the past baggage, it doesn't matter what that picture looks like. You're still going to keep attracting what happened before. It's part of being human. It happens. So it doesn't matter how pretty that person looks differently from the one before, how they live in a different town, different job, different hair color, they're taller, shorter, different age. I guarantee you, if you don't heal this past baggage, they'll do exactly the same thing as the last one did. It's almost eerie how often it happens. Sit with that one for a while. I'm not going to give you answers beyond that. I'm just going to give you some things to think about. To stir the pot. So that's my sort of my rant for the evening, which is actually part of two parts. It's a two-part thing, really, in a way, about the dating apps and also what you need to clear up. If this speaks to you and you need help, reach out to me, please. If you have questions about it, reach out to me. I'm here to support you. And if you know anybody who you know goes, they need to hear this, share it with them as well. I do these broadcasts every day to teach, inspire, and help my clients learn and grow. Hopefully you get some value from this too. Yeah, that's it. I hope this has given you some food for thought. It's been giving me food for thought for a long time. So take care of yourselves. I'll be back again tomorrow with another talk. If you have any questions, put them below and I will answer them. And I will happily support you in getting what you want. But you've got to do the work. All right. I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll do one earlier probably because I've got parties tomorrow, since it is it's Labor Day tomorrow. But this is valuable to you. Thank you for sharing this out, by the way. I saw some shares go by as I was watching that. And if you have any questions, message me. I'm here to help. Take care.